Welcome to FOMO Consulting for your daily AMC stock analysis video on Monday, June 21st. Ladies and gentlemen, our opponent is trapped. They cannot get out of the cage. They cannot get out of the mess that they have made. And make no mistake about it, we are winning. The apes are winning, the diamond hands are winning, and most importantly, the retail investors winning. So if you find this video informative and entertaining, please like, share, certainly comment, and most importantly, subscribe. It is a newer channel, and I would appreciate the support. Let's get into the video. Thank you, as always, to each and every one of you who has liked, shared, commented, and subscribed. It means the world to me. Thank you. Start with a quote. The nature of illusion is that when you see through it, it disappears. Make no mistake, the price action that we see today, the price that we see today is an illusion. It is not the value of this stock. We all know that. It is in the 60s. It is at 60. Obviously, it was heavily shorted today, and for several reasons, and we'll get into that shortly. But overall, the illusion is a major sell-off, that it's declining, that the party is over. Do not fall for it. Make the illusion disappear. The best news you could ask for. NSCC 2021-002 has been officially approved and will be enacted and implemented Wednesday, June 23rd. This could absolutely change the game with the margin calls and over leveraging and that sort of thing. And I think a lot of what you saw today was in preparation of that, as well as the broader market. So let's look at the broader market. Overall, the broader market, fantastic day. I'm not quite frankly convinced that this will keep up. Today was obviously a great buying opportunity, but I think a lot of this is around positioning regarding 002 and other regulations. Look, anytime you have a green day, it's a great day, right? Overall, S&P was up 58 points. Dow was up a massive 586 points, NASDAQ up 111, and Russell was up 48. Everything was green, and a lot of the tech and a lot of the recently hammered stocks had a great day. Amazon was down just a bit, Netflix down, Nvidia, Tesla, but overall, great day on the broader market, which raises my personal suspicions even further that something big is brewing, simply because we generally move pretty green, number one, on Mondays. Number two, when the broader market has a massive green day, specifically the Russell, we typically have a great bullish day. The fact that we didn't leads me to believe something major is brewing. Crypto, yet another signal something is brewing. Crypto is absolutely getting hammered today, unfortunately. Obviously, some bad news in China around Bitcoin and others. Just pretty hard sell-off. But again, I think a lot of this is around positioning due to the potential margin calls that would be implemented on Wednesday. Well done, German apes. You held the line. I think we all pre-market 4 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever time you got up and looked. We were running up, having a plus $3 pre-market. Everything looked good. I believe that was a trap specifically set by our opponent. They knew what their strategy was today, which was to slam it hard. They had no problem letting it run up, but they did put a few sell walls up to kind of slow it down. But they spent an absolute ton of money slamming this. Germany did close down negative 11.27%, $45.80, but I have no doubt things will recover in the next day or two. Let's look at AMC. Overall, not the worst day we could have had. Obviously, they had an initiative, a strategy to sell this off as hard as they possibly could. I kind of actually chuckled a couple times just watching them try so hard to break 55. We may dip into the upper 40s and then really bounce, depending on what your technical analysis tells you. But overall, as you can see, the afternoon wasn't terribly bad, just kind of a lot of bouncing around consolidation. But you can see the first 2-3 hours, it was heavily shorted. We closed at $55.69, down $3.73, or 6.828%. We're down slightly after hours. They tried to accomplish 2 or 3 different things today. Number one, scare the daylights out of you. Number two, obviously keep it red after having a nice bull run in the pre-market. And third, suppressing it throughout the day. But I believe, keep in mind, folks, one really specific thing. For any one of them to cover, they're going to want the cheapest possible price to do so. Whether it's a margin call, whether it's covering the shorting, they're going to want to enter at the cheapest possible price. So as you watch the price fall, just remember at any moment, that could be the signal that it will squeeze. Or all we have to do is get 1 or 2 of them to break, right? And with 002 being implemented Wednesday, it may very well be the case. So let's look at AMC on the 15-minute chart. Overall, nothing terrible. Still obviously on an uptrend. As you can see, the $55 area we've been bouncing on. Clearly, we have some pretty strong support. They broke it briefly today, obviously tipping into the upper 53 area. No big deal. We may even break into the upper 40s before we bounce, so don't freak out. Just my personal opinion. Do your own due diligence. Certainly not financial advice. Overall, though, even on the 15-minute chart, we've been pressed down, but we are starting a bullish MACD crossover. Again, this is the momentum stock, at least for me. We're buying and holding and just kind of watching the momentum of the stock. We've certainly been pressed back into kind of a neutral area on the RSI. We are poised for a rebound very, very soon, in my opinion. So taking a look at this just as a reminder, perspective is everything. Again, don't fall for the illusion. We're just bouncing around that $50 to $60 channel in general. But if you look, we're clearly on a bullish uptrend regardless, right? So eventually we're going to break out of that channel, and I believe it will occur this week. So if you look, again, zooming out, 1 hour chart, bouncing around, MACD is poised for a bullish crossover in the next day or two. RSI has now cooled off. I believe we are perfectly set up for a new run. The only thing that gives me a bit of pause is the orange arrow. Just a little bit of caution on the 4 hour chart. MACD is getting pressed down. It's shallow, a little bit in the bearish territory, but RSI has been reset back into somewhat of a neutral area. Alligator's mouth is still open, not as wide, but still certainly open. I believe he is still hungry. On the daily, you can clearly see the overall the alligator's mouth is wide open. Again, a bit of caution around that orange arrow on the MACD. We are now touching the signal line on the daily chart. We could certainly cross over slightly into bearish territory, depending on how the next day or two goes, but I believe we may very well bounce. Again, RSI back into the channel. So we are poised with some bullish price action, obviously with 002 and possibly the FTD, the T35, T plus 35 discussion and due diligence, which is certainly valid, may be a catalyst. Today just may have been a positioning day. So again, let's look at GME. Overall, GME is trying its best. It is holding strong. I could not be more proud of everyone holding GME. They are certainly trying to divide and conquer. They know that we run together. They know a lot of investors are tied up in both AMC and GME. They are trying to either break one or the other or both. But I believe right now they are hammering GME as well as AMC, but specifically a GME to try to get investors out, shake out people, and they'll get likely pull out of AMC as well. I believe that is their personal strategy and just my hypothesis. Overall, let's look at the short interest. Short interest went up today by 4.82%. Pretty big jump. Utilization is at 94. I believe that will go up over the coming days pretty quickly. But they came out, they certainly had a strategy. They meant business without a doubt. They borrowed 10 million shares, returned nearly 6 million for a net borrow change of 4, which means they are still holding 4 million shares in their pocket. They may return them, who knows, they may not use them. But they are clearly holding 4 million at this time. I believe they're going to make one more attempt at hammering this down tomorrow. We'll see, but overall, I'm very bullish for this week. I believe we'll recover nicely, but be prepared for that attack tomorrow. Options chain overall at currently in the 55 area. As you can see, around the 60, 65, and $70 level, we have a pretty good amount of open interest on the call side. $50 and $60 level for the put side. At $145 strike on the call side, you have over 45,000 in open interest. That's absolutely huge. Again, bullish bets. And those options contracts are far more expensive than they were a couple of weeks ago. So overall, I'm feeling very bullish. Again, big money calls today. Not the largest contracts out there today, but there's certainly the bullish sentiment, nearly 2-to-1 as usual. A lot of expirations this Friday, June 25th being bet on today. It just kind of run the gamut between calls and puts. A lot of hedging, it would appear, but overall, certainly bullish. Always fun to look at again. Still showing over 1,400. Again, take it with a big grain of salt, but always interesting to look at. So let's close with a quote. Fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. I believe that we as apes, we as diamond hands, we as retail investors are facing everything. We will continue to face everything, and we will rise. What they're doing today, possibly tomorrow, is all an illusion. It's all positioning because they know they are trapped. They cannot get out of this. They are trying their absolute best with FUD articles, which are abundant today. Just don't fall for the illusion. Again, just my personal opinion. So if you found this video informative, entertaining, please like, share, certainly comment, and most importantly, subscribe. I would appreciate all your support. And as always, thank you for watching, and I hope your life is full of green candles. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.